How do you want to start this one?
So I recently posted a story asking you guys to ask us questions, and I told you guys I'd make a video about it. This is the video. Like that?
You know I'm going to keep this in, don't you? I am. I'm not doing an intro. Whoa. What she said. I'm getting up my Instagram page now. Yeah, we got asked some questions on a Q&A I did, and we're going to go through them. That wasn't that many. No one cares about me anymore. They care about you though. There's more people from you. I bet you recognise some of these
Because
names.
they know you, they don't know me.
Okay, so do you want to pick the first question?
Yeah. I like this one. It's the first one I read, but I like it. Someone asked, should I say their name?
Yeah, you can say the name.
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm going to butcher it. Jana?
Which one?
Jana Trenner asked, what part of living in a house with a garden are you looking forward to the most?
That's Jana. Jana Trenner.
Jana?
Jana.
Jana?
Jana. Instead of Jenna, it's a Ja.
Jana?
Jana.
She's English?
I don't know.
Then why did you put your accent on it?
Because it's
and mine's
Jana.
wrong.
How would you say it?
Jana.
True. What did they ask?
Jana Trenner asks, what part of living in a house with a garden are you looking forward to the most? Okay, so I had a garden from birth till I was 18 years old. And I wasn't really a garden person or anything. So I didn't really... What's the word? How do I say this?
You weren't enthused with the aspect of having a garden. You probably took it for granted a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I was a kid. I didn't want to garden. I just wanted to stay indoors and read and color or play video games. And now that I finally want to garden, I have a garden to do so. So I've been trying my best to grow flowers and fruit and veg. It's not working.
It is working. We went to the garden centre today and the lady was basically saying Jules is too doomsday-y about what she's like already done.
I'm freaking out about running out of time and spring's almost at an end, even though it's not. It just started.
No, yeah.
And my nothing's sprouting and I don't know what to do.
Some stuff's sprouting.
Yeah, and is it too cold to leave them outside? I grew up in Florida where we have no seasons. I feel, to my understanding, I could have left something out all year and not had to worry about it as long as it liked the sun and the heat. Whereas here, I have to worry about seasons. If it's too cold outside, if it's too much rain, what about the winter? Are they gonna die? And it's overwhelming, but it's fun. I'm having fun, even though I keep killing stuff. It's an expensive hobby because I keep killing stuff.
You haven't killed anything yet, so stop putting yourself down.
My strawberries aren't looking good, but they're not growing, and according to the Pole Hill lady...
That's our garden centre, by the way.
Pole Hill, shout out to Pole Hill.
We love Pole Hill Garden Centre.
She said that my dahlias are okay. It's just too cold for them.
For now.
For now.
It does seem like a quite mild spring. We've had really, really warm days, but then we've had some proper cold days.
It's been cold for the past 2 days. I think that's why nothing has sprouted and my strawberries have died. Anyways, next question. We're boring them with so much garden
No, hey, what
talk.
about my answer?
Oh. Sorry.
People want to hear me too, I think. I grew up, contrary to Julia's existence and her upbringing, I grew up with a garden. I lived in the same house for 27 years in a suburb of London. And my garden was always green and luscious. My mum took great care of it. My dad also took great care of the lawn, which has given me sort of like, I don't know, an unhealthy obsession with having stripes in my lawn. We never grew our own food though, which I think is something that a lot of people want to do now. It's quite trendy, but I also think it's a good trend. Not all trends are lame, like they're trendy for a reason. Sorry, I wasn't going to put you down. You're quite heavy at the moment. It's something that I am quite mindful of. We'd like to be able to eat seasonally. I think I can speak for both of us on that. We'd like to be able to eat seasonally and cook our own food and have that delayed gratification of 2 seconds. I'm just going to tell Wilson off. Wilson, you cannot take any more toys out. Come here.
You
Come
have
here.
so many toys out.
Sit, lay down, settle. Settle down. Sorry about this. Yeah, long story short, I want to grow my own food. I've always had a really beautiful garden. My grandmother, my late grandmother, was very green thumbed. She was part of the Royal Horticultural Society. I used to go to Chelsea Garden Show every year, so she knows a thing or two about bulbs and plants and seeds. So I feel like it's in my blood, and I've got a flag to fly to make sure she's proud looking down. So it's going to be a mix of a beautiful garden. We're going to try and keep it quite green, like evergreen. Lots of perennials. Those that know what that means, great. If you don't,
We just learned that a few days ago, by the way, if you can't tell.
Yeah, we learned it a few days ago. What is it? Perennial and
Annuals and deciduals.
deciduals.
Which means the plant doesn't die, but they lose all their leaves.
Yeah. So we're going to try and do quite a lot of perennials because it's cheaper, more cost effective, and more of them are like evergreens as well. So we want a very green garden, sort of sloping off the back, framing it softly, and then some white flowers here and there. Are we doing hydrangeas in the back garden? Basically,
So
we've got a small bed in the front of our house and then a larger garden. So what?
I have a bunch of hydrangeas in pots currently that I think are going to stay in the front of the garden just because there's too much sun out back. So I don't think we can have hydrangeas out in the back, but we're going to have different flowers. I've been looking into alliums. That's it really, because they're like a big flower that kind of will shoot out of the shrubs closer to the ground.
I wanted rhododendrons. You weren't too keen.
We'll see.
Okay. But yeah, we're both very excited. This is both of our first gardens. We want to grow food. We want to create a nice space outside where we can spend lots of time. I can sunbathe, work out, relax. Jules can paint, read, write.
Do ceramics at some point when I have more money.
Outside?
Yeah.
That's crazy. What about if the clay gets all like...
Well, once with my pieces, I'll bring them into the conservatory, but I'll work outside.
We have a conservatory as well. We haven't done a house tour yet. We haven't had the time.
We're rambling.
We are rambling. Next point. What's the next one? I'm picking the next one.
Okay.
Please.
Okay.
Lydia Straker asks, shout out Lydia, long-time follower and supporter of my channel. Lydia asked, what are both of your biggest achievements? Do you feel like you stop and look back at them? I'm going to answer this first, if that's all right.
Yeah.
I have achieved a lot in my life, of which I don't think I ever look back on and admire my own achievements. I think in English culture, we sort of just keep calm and carry on. We don't really look back. We're not really proud of things, which is weird because in America, everybody's quite like proud and they don't brag. Well, they do brag, but then no one sees it as bragging. It's like, well done. Mm-hmm. Where in the UK, it's like, shut up, which I fucking hate about the UK. But yeah, I'm 31. I have a house. I've owned a flat previously. I have a dog. I have a beautiful partner, an amazing family around me. I've had an amazing career in my field of finance, of which I left school at 16 with a couple of GCSEs and worked from the coffee / sandwich boy all the way up into front office. I'm incredibly proud, and I think this is probably the first time you've ever heard me say anything like this, but it's something that I tell people to practice every day, and I don't myself. I'm a hypocrite, and I think most people who post stuff online are hypocrites, and it's almost like a projection of what we want to do more, but we don't. So yeah, this is me practicing what I preach, and I'm pretty stoked of my achievements, and I ultimately do it selflessly. Like I've grown up in a 2-parent family. My parents met when they were 17. They've been together since they were 17. Dad went to work. Mum raised me and my younger brother, and it's a life that I idolise and put on a pedestal for, in my opinion, a good reason. And it's something that I'd like to be able to facilitate for Jules, should she wish to live that way, and create an amazing family unit that can last generations and generations and generations. Is that all right? Mm-hmm.
Wow, that was so beautiful.
Thank you. That was off the dome. What are your biggest achievements?
Oh, that I don't.
Tell me.
I don't know.
Because I could tell you what your biggest achievements are.
Can I get dark and can I get deep?
Yeah.
Can I get a little sad up in here?
Yeah.
Permission to do so?
This is a safe space.
Okay. So basically, I've always felt like I've never really been proud of anything, and it doesn't make me sad or anything, but if I could do it, that means it wasn't that hard. I mean, I have a degree, and I spent 3 years working really hard, or what felt like really hard. And then I got the degree. I wasn't excited. It didn't feel like an achievement. I wasn't proud whatsoever. If anything, I was really sad because I felt like I could have done better, but I got it anyways. But the fact that I did it means it couldn't have been that hard, which means I don't see it as an achievement. And that's the way I feel about literally everything. I think the only achievement I feel like, or achievements I feel like are achievements in my life, are ones I haven't had to put in any work for, as in like I've made some amazing friends and I met you and stuff. That's an achievement, and having a nice family. But in terms of like things that I've won in life and worked for, I don't really think there is anything.
Is there any reason why you think that way?
I just told him, bruh.
No, as in like, why do you think that just because you did it, it diminishes the achievement in itself? Do you think that you're not special and you're not capable of greatness?
Yeah, but I just feel like I haven't seen it yet. I feel like I could be great. But there's nothing that I feel like has been so... I mean, things have been difficult, and I've gotten them and done them anyways, and it still doesn't feel like an achievement, because if I did it, that means it couldn't have been that hard. That means it was easy.
But if
and if I could do it,
But if someone else did it...
I'd be happy for them.
And would you say it was an achievement?
Yeah.
But when you do it, it's not.
No, because I know the amount of work that I put into it. And when I look back at my degree, I got my degree. Did I work insanely hard? Like, did I stay up? Did I pull all-nighters and stuff? No, I didn't.
You worked hard.
I did
and
work
the work
really
you
hard.
produced was incredible. So much so that it's being published in a magazine. Right?
So has everyone else's in the class.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, now I see why you think that's less of an achievement, because
You
everyone
see,
else...
it's like, but it was still in a magazine, which is really cool, and it's a really big magazine.
Yeah, but doesn't... Oh, my flies are undone.
But it's not an achievement. Because everyone else has done it.
Correct.
Everyone has a degree. Right?
I get that.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah, but
so
are you
why
not...
would I celebrate that?
Here you go. The deck that you built for our house, and you
Yeah.
completed it today. Are you proud of that?
I'm proud of it. It's just not an achievement.
Why is
it's
it not an
a
achievement?
win.
Do you need an accolade? Do you need other people to tell you it's an achievement? Or do you need to be
No, I
nicer to
wouldn't take
yourself and tell yourself
It's
it's
not
an
about being
achievement?
nice to myself. It's just I haven't felt like anything was so challenging, and I overcame it anyways, for me to consider it an achievement. A degree, other people get degrees. That means it's not that hard, right?
No, I think everyone's equally works as hard for their degree. And
That's a lie.
And
some people work some degrees are much harder than others.
Yes, yeah. I mean, we're generalising here, but everyone puts in a lot of work, and to do so for 3 years consistently isn't an achievement
But you
in
see
itself.
how I'm only talking about my degree? It's like the only thing that matters. There's nothing else in my life that I think, yeah, I did that. I did that.
You've still got a lot of life to do.
Yeah,
To live.
I'm not that young.
Well, if that's truly the way you feel, I don't agree with you, but if that's truly the way you feel, let's write a few things that you want to achieve this year and we can start ticking them off.
Okay, what I think is an achievement, or what I feel are more inclined to be achievements to me, are things that I feel like a lot of other people around me haven't done. And I look at myself and I think, that was hard. That's why a lot of people don't do it. And I didn't anyways. Like moving to Italy by myself, not speaking Italian, and not having any friends there, and going to study a degree that I didn't even know if I was going to like, because I was just winging it because it sounded nice. I think it's not an achievement, but it's something that I'm proud of.
I think that's both. I think I think you can say that's an achievement. You moved to a foreign country with a foreign language where you knew nobody and you achieved your goal of living there and getting your degree and coming away with it. That's something you should be really proud of in the circumstances. If it's circumstantial...
but it's not that hard, so it's not an achievement.
It is that hard, clearly.
But is it? Like, how hard is it to just move? Like, it depends which way you see it. Because if someone's like, I don't know if I should move,
of yourself.
I'll be like, it's not that hard. Just move and learn a new language. Like, it's not as difficult as people make it out to be. But then I'm like, I'm proud of myself, even though I didn't find it difficult. I'm proud of myself.
But you did find it difficult. You're diminishing
I don't know.
your achievements.
I'm proud of things that I've done. Nothing is an achievement to me. And achievement is a big word.
Well, we'll work on that.
Okay.
Some internal gratitude.
You're my achievement. Finding you in this life is an achievement.
Thanks, darling. You sure about that?
Yeah, next question.
Okay, yes, ma'am. Okay, you get to pick the next one.
You have to cut a lot of this.
Yeah, I will be cutting a lot of this. But
I feel like we bore people with the amount we speak.
Lots of people
We're we are
Yaposaurus rexes.
fluent in Japanese.
We are fluent in Japanese. Is that culturally insensitive?
We said it anyway.
Okay. I'm going to get demonetized for this one. How was your day? Oh, sorry, Wills.
Not good, I think. Dotty dot dots.
Dotty dot dots.
Dotty dots asks, which room in the house are we most excited about finishing?
Is this the royal way where you speak for us?
No, you must have an opinion.
I do.
Okay.
You go first.
Okay.
I'll agree.
Yeah, as you should. I don't know. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not a room, but it's the one I'm having most fun doing at the moment just because it's not expensive. Go. The garden!
It's not a room.
Yeah, but it's a space in the house.
You're having the most fun with it, and if I'm brutally honest...
It's been the cheapest.
With all the people at home, we've run out of money to pay for stuff, and we've been working really hard in the garden the last couple of weeks. It's the cheapest, it's the quickest gratification, and it's something we can do for free ourselves.
Yeah, there will come a time where it won't be that cheap. It's cheap right now because we're just putting seeds in the ground.
Yeah.
But we're going to have to start cutting the grass consistently. You're going to have to get a lawnmower. Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry if that's not the answer that you wanted. But it's the answer I'm giving, okay?
That's all right.
I love the garden. It's fucking
truth.
Incredible. Can I curse on here? It's for children.
No, this is...
It's fucking incredible. I love my garden. No matter how many plants I'm killing, it's incredible. Not killing them, but like trying to get them to grow. And like, so do they know that we live 5 minutes away from a garden center?
No. But they don't
okay,
know.
we live 5 minutes away from the greatest garden center
5 minute walk.
All of Europe.
Well, probably the best garden centre in Kent. And I will say that.
Europe.
Europe.
Yep, called Pole Hill. Pole Hill Garden Centre in Kent, UK. Go. You'll see what we're talking about.
They have a fish tank.
They have fish. Okay.
No, they have a big fish
and
tank.
They have great food. They have beautiful plants.
And they have really helpful people. I wanted to ask that lady's name today.
Incredible people. So did I. We're trying to build some relationships so that when we go, we can like say hello to people and I want to be able to ask about their children and how they are.
Yeah, I want to ask that lady. I was like, oh, how's your pot of moss that you're growing?
Exactly.
Like the lady was growing a pot of moss that she was going to put on the side of her bed because she read somewhere that moss creates more oxygen than plants. So she wants to sleep in a healthy way. So she's going to put a pot of moss next to her bed. I want to go and be like, how's the pot of moss?
Yeah, how's your moss?
How's your moss? Insert lady's name here.
Exactly.
Soon. All right, yours is the garden.
Mine is the garden. They've given me some beautiful hydrangeas. And for that, I'm really grateful.
They haven't given you, we've bought them.
As in, like, provided.
Yeah, they have facilitated you
purchasing them. I paid for what they provided, but I got carried away.
I don't know what my favourite bedroom. Well, as you can tell, our bedroom has transformed into like a storage space when we first bought it because we were sleeping in the spare bedroom. And now it's our bedroom and we have a his and hers wardrobe and we have a mirror on the chimney breast. And where we have...
Picture this. Close your eyes, everybody.
You can keep your eyes closed.
Yeah.
So we like when you walk into the room, we have a beautiful king-sized, upcycled. What wood is it? Wood.
Mahogany.
No, it's not mahogany. But yeah, I don't know. It's like a pine bed, and we have beautiful bed sheets that Jules has found online because she's a very successful and very great interior designer. Stop vibing. No, you can keep vibing. Keep vibing. Yeah, it's just really homely and nice, and we don't spend a lot of time in there apart from sleeping, and it's like our sanctuary. But there's not too much to do left aside from maybe change some of the wardrobe fascias. I think what I'm really, really excited for is building out like the entrance into the house. So where you walk in, there's a large space on the left-hand side, and we're going to build a boot room where we can like take off our wellies after we've been walking in the woods, and it's all going to be like old farm stone. And me, my dad, and my brother are going to build out this like cabinet style with like hooks and under like bench storage, and it's just going to be the first. Sorry, yeah, I'm getting excited. It's just going to be the first thing people see when they come into our home, and I think it will set a really good precedent as to what they should expect throughout it. We haven't started yet by any shot of the imagination, but when we do, it will be amazing, and it will be exactly what we want because we're going to work hard and save up for it. So yeah, my answer is going to be the boot room. Is that all right?
Can I insert something?
Yeah.
This isn't what I'm most excited for room-wise, but most excited for in general to do in the house. Rip up these grubby-ass carpets and put in some wooden floorboards.
Yeah.
It's going to like...
So we have, where we're sitting now is a basement is underneath this. You'll see more in the house tour. And if you're not already subscribed or following our socials, Julia Larizgoiti on Instagram, Jack of some stuff on Instagram, Jack of some stuff on YouTube, as you'll already know. Subscribe
Julia
here.
Larizgoiti design on Instagram for you guys to see.
Very true.
2B designs for the house.
2B designs.
Designs to be.
Yeah, future design decks and such. If you're not already, subscribe and follow to all of them so you'll know when we do the house tour. But where we're sitting now, we actually have a basement. So this bit here is all wooden. But the issue we do have is that like the other room in the dining room is concrete. So we need to work out a way to keep the flooring consistent throughout without having it like raised and stuff. So that's going to be a big challenge. Yeah. I don't like thinking about that because I'm unsure of how we're going to go
Pay for it?
Pay for it, yeah. I have no clue how we're going to pay for it. But how we're actually going to do it physically. Cool. Good question. Dotty dots dot dotty or dotty dot dots?
Dotty dot dots.
Dotty dot dots. Right. Question 4. Here's a good one. Ella.Heath.H. What kind of music do you both like?
What a question.
It is a good. I feel like music is a huge part of our relationship. Don't you think?
That's how we bonded.
It is how we bonded.
And that's how we became friends.
That's basically how we met, which will probably be the last question that we answer. But it's really and truly how we connected in like every single level when we first met was all through music. Mm-hmm. You go. What kind of music
I don't
do you
know
like?
how to answer this, honestly.
Tell me some genres and then go into the genres and
I
subgenres.
can't name every genre of music to have ever lived. Honestly, the only thing that I wouldn't play willingly, I'm not opposed to it, but I wouldn't go through Spotify and play on a speaker by myself, is like heavy metal. It's not that I don't like it, it's just that it's not something I would pick. Something that I would resort to...
You like Slipknot though?
Yeah, but I wouldn't play it unless I have work to do and I need to focus.
That's your Adderall.
I'm not
playlist,
at uni anymore, so I don't have that much work to do anymore. Not enough to listen to Slipknot anyways. The thing that I would probably resort to if I want music on is like a mix of indie and like American soft rock.
Is that what you would call it? I was going to ask.
What's like Neil Young and Cat Stevens? It's like soft rock.
Yeah, it's like bluesy soft rock, right?
Yeah.
What category would you put like Clairo and Adrian Linker in?
Very two different categories.
No, I know, but I don't know either.
Clairo is like soft pop.
Okay.
Adrian Linker, like the most beautiful music to have ever lived, ever.
Just his own category.
Like lullabies that your mother
They are lullabies.
that your mom used to sing to you when you were a baby and in the hot sun. And you crave for it every single night because you miss your mom and you miss being a baby and you miss being in like fetal position in the warmth of your newborn blanket that still smells like the day that you were born, but you can't go back to that feeling, and all you have left is the sound of Adrian Lenker's voice singing to you, and all you can think to play is Music for Indigo, the 23 or 22 minute long Adrian Lenker song that Adrian Lenker wrote to her ex-partner Indigo after they had broken up so she would go to sleep at night. That's what I listen to. Thank you for asking. What about you?
There's not a lot. I don't know how to follow that. There's not a lot I don't listen to the point I'll listen to like Dutch hardstyle. Like, which you
Oh,
hate.
yeah.
You don't like. Punchies.
But it's called Punchies. But Punchies is like all just any house music.
Yeah.
That, whatever the little kids get Ketty on, never.
You don't like drum and bass either.
That.
Yeah. No, I'll honestly listen to drum and bass, heavy metal, screamo, emo, pop punk, indie rock, Britpop. I love country, folk music. I have a very soft spot for like medieval music. I love classical music. If it's reeds, if it's strings, if it's brass, pure instrumental I'll listen to grime, like P-Money, Scorcher, Chipmunk, Temper T, obviously like Skepta, Gets, old like Roll Deep, So Solid Crew, and then I'll listen to like American hip hop. I'll listen to Drake, if you can even call him hip hop anymore, Kendrick, old J. Cole, and then we'll go through, which we bond over quite a little bit, is like old American hip hop, like what's it called? You like
Membrane.
But you like MF Doom and Wu-Tang Clan and stuff like that. Like
they're cool.
They're just like, honestly, I love and listen to everything. 3 big artists and bands I listen to at the moment would be Tyler Childers, Frank Ocean, and the Foo Fighters, which are obviously like instantly 3 different genres already. What do you listen to?
No, I was gonna say you're in your Claro era.
I love Claro as well, yeah.
He won't stop playing Claro.
She's fucking great. 3 artists or bands. Give me 3.
That I'm listening to right now, or just in life?
You would go, hey guys, this is what I'm listening to at the moment.
I can't stop listening to Cat Stevens. I don't know what's wrong with me. The moment I wake up and I get in the shower, I blast Morning Has Broken.
It's because we're seeing him.
Morning Has Broken, yeah. Cat Stevens, Adrian Lenker while I'm working on my computer.
And the Minecraft soundtrack.
Not the Minecraft movie. The Minecraft game.
Yeah.
No. It's a...
No, it's not.
No, it's fast.
When you get hit.
No, it's sharper than that. Okay, next.
Is Minecraft really going to be your third? You do listen to stuff like that quite a lot.
I listen to... What's it called?
Like anime, K-pop.
No, you're gonna get this taken down. I can't play the song.
Yeah, true.
It's called No Mercy.
Final question. Probably the most asked question. Okay, so we've got Teresa Kaur, Oisin Roberts, GT Brophy, Harry Cleary, Kim Jones, Steph Farrow, Katja _ maybe Katya. Sorry. Yeah, they basically asked, how did we meet? You want to take this one?
Yeah, because you're going to butcher it. Basically, let me give it to you from my perspective, okay? How honest am I going?
You can be as honest as you would like people to know.
Jack came up on my For You page on TikTok like 3 years ago. And he posted something really pretty. I forgot what it was about, but I was like, this is really nice. I'm going to follow, hoping he'll keep posting stuff like this. Like just written stuff. And then I followed him, he followed me back, and he slid into my DMs on Instagram. And I still remember what he, your first message. It was, you had long hair at the time, and you asked me, how do I get my hair as big as yours?
Yeah, because I have really like straight, flat hair, and Jules just doesn't. Yeah, your hair's fucking wicked.
Long story short, we became friends over like Instagram DMs, and then we started texting a bit. Then we started FaceTiming each other, and then a few weeks later, it progressed like really quickly. We just became friends really, really quickly. And then a few weeks later, I went to London with some girlfriends on like a girl trip.
Girl trip.
For like 3 days or something. He knew obviously that I was going. He said, okay, let's do something that Saturday. And the first time we met, I was having dinner with my friends. He got off work. He met us for drinks after dinner and for him after work. And then 2 days later, and we went out on what I know in my heart of hearts to be a date. Okay? It was absolutely a date. Okay, now you guys close your eyes and I'm gonna set the scene for you. This man, can I be honest about what you did? So, with those few weeks of like between when we met and when I went to London, he got to know me a lot as I got to know him. But he like picked up on things about me that I would like and things that I wanted to see and things about me that are very like niche, okay? So he curated the perfect day for me in London based on all of these things about me. I took a train from the city to here, basically, to the country to meet him, where he took me to Knoll Park, which is where like a giant park that has a bunch of deer.
I don't need to close my eyes, I live
and
here.
and like a giant beautiful manor, okay? He took me there because I said my favorite animal was a deer, but I had never seen one in real life in the wild before.
That's crazy to anyone from the UK. Like,
yeah. So we went to go see that. I had the best time ever. And then we go to his parents' house. He wanted to show me the house that his dad was building for his mom because he knew that I was an interior designer. And he wanted to show me basically like the process of his dad building this house for his mom. So I met his parents, whatever. I had an amazing time. They then gave us the set of keys for his Porsche that he took me for a drive around his hometown to see where he grew up, because I said that I had never been, that I missed being in a car because I lived in Florence at the time. It's a walkable city. I hadn't remembered when the last time I was in a car. And so we went for like a drive for like an hour or something, and he was just showing me around. And I love cars, and he had this vintage Porsche, or has. And then we went back to the station, we went back into the city, and oh wait, I'm missing a bit. This is proof that it wasn't a date. After going to see the deer, we went out to lunch at a pub that he said he wanted to be seen with me at. Who says that if it's not a date?
because you're fit.
So you take a girl that you like out on a date.
I liked you, I just didn't know you liked me.
Whatever. We then go for this drive in his car, and then we go back to the station, then we go back to the city on the train, and we walk around. We go to the Modern Museum, the Tate Modern Museum, and we go for drinks. We go to this pub. What's it called? The Dickens Inn?
Dickens Inn in St. Catherine's Dock.
Yeah. And then we went out to like a jazz gig in
93 East.
What's the neighborhood
On
called?
Brick Lane.
On Brick Lane.
Yeah.
Because I had always wanted to see jazz live, and it was the best time ever. Mind you, I had no idea that he was doing any of this. It was all a surprise. It was like the most curated...
And we have front row seats.
Front row seats.
A front row table.
Curated.
And they didn't serve...
Jules Day.
They couldn't serve me food because I said I had a nut allergy, remember?
Oh, I remember that, actually.
It sucked, I was so hungry.
So, can you now explain what you thought of that day?
I didn't think it was a date at all. I really liked Jules. I didn't know she would like me or anything to do with me. I thought she was a really nice person, and I think she deserved the world, and I wanted to give her that in a platonic way. And I did that until we were at the pub and we kissed each other.
No, you can't put that in.
I'm putting that in, don't care.
That's so vulgar. Don't put that in.
That's not vulgar, I'm proud of it. You really don't want me to put it in?
Yeah, that's so intimate.
Okay. You saying it funny like that makes me want to put it in. Yeah, long story short, I didn't think it was a date. I'd grown to know you as a friend, and I thought you were really special, and I thought you deserved the world, and I was able to give you things that you had wanted. So I did that in the most platonic way possible.
In the most romantic way possible, and I fell in love at first sight.
I'm very thoughtful. I always treat other people as I wish to be treated. So
no one would ever do that.
I do stuff like that for my friends.
For a friend.
I do stuff
Who
like that.
have you done that for? Tell me one.
I got Charlie 2 tanks for his...
Yeah, Charlie, your boy best friend. And you got him a gift. And then you just gave it to him and you walked away.
I took Harry to Signal Iduna Park for his 30th birthday.
Are you in love with Harry?
Yeah, I love him.
No, are you in love with him?
No, I'm in love with you, but I love my friends.
No.
Look, no bullshit. You wouldn't have met my mum and dad on our first date.
I know, I get that.
Okay,
But it was a date to me.
I genuinely didn't think that I even had the possibility of going out with you. You were so out of my league in so many different ways, and I just thought, oh, there's this cool girl that lives in Italy from Mexico that grew up in Miami, and she wants to hang out for a day. So I was like, sick, I'm going to make it a really good day for both of us, which it was.
It makes sense when you put it that way.
Ultimately, we ended up showing that we liked each other, and then we've, gone on ever since. So that's long story short, that's how we met. In a very short period of time, we realised we were, sounds really cringy, but like we were each other's people, and we gelled really well.
Since like the minute we started talking.
I remember I FaceTimed you the first time, what was it? October 28th, 2022. I was on the way to a Paolo Nutini concert, and I FaceTimed you, and all I remember is looking at your like boarded up ceiling in your apartment. I was like, your ceiling's fucking well cool. And you had curly hair because I think you just got out of the shower or something.
It's crazy you remember this.
And but I remember there's a bit about me. I'm very good at remembering stuff, but like
just tell him you're in love with me and you remember because you're in love with me.
I'm in love with you, and I remember because I'm in love with you.
That's so sweet.
But yeah, no, I remember stuff that means a lot to me, and you mean a lot to me. And then
it was a date to me.
Okay. Regardless, we now live together in the UK, pending Jules' visa next month. But yeah, from there we did long distance for a bit. Then you came down to Cornwall for a summer and lived there for a bit separately. And then we did long distance again. And then I moved back to London because I didn't want to do long distance in a way that I couldn't travel to see you more often. So then I moved back to London so I could fly from London to Florence more often. And I did that like every other month. And then you came to London every other month. So we saw each other pretty much every month for a year until you graduated. And then, no, before that you did a whole summer in London to see if you'd even like living in the UK, which was like the worst summer in London. It was 2024 summer. And it was the shittiest weather, wasn't it? And we lived together in my apartment for 3 months and we had fun, we enjoyed it. Then we went back to long distance until December. And then we went to Mexico City for Christmas with your family. And then we moved back to the UK, into the flat for a few months. But we're still technically long distance because Jules doesn't have her visa yet. So she's only over here on a visitor visa. But you go back to Miami next month to sort your visa out. We've officially hired a immigration lawyer today. We are getting everything ready. So we don't have to do long distance anymore, which is sick.
We're not doing long distance now.
We're not, but technically we are, because if the visa doesn't go well, you've got to be out here for a while. And we have to reapply and aggro. But yeah, that's how we met. Shout out TikTok.
No. Shout out going to London and being with you. I'm very anti like, I met my boyfriend through TikTok.
But we did. And fun fact is a couple months before Jules followed me, I used to send her videos to my best mate Charlie saying, oh my god, this girl's beautiful and she's funny and she's amazing and she seems quirky and she's shout out Charlie Self. He knew the whole time. And
I didn't know this until what, like
a year ago. We've been together a year and a bit and I never told her that I used to
Which is creepy.
Yeah, it is a bit creepy, you're right. People could still send videos of us to other people and be like, oh my, or like, and we'll never know.
But they probably do that all the time.
Yeah, probably.
Someone who hates us is gonna watch this video and send it to someone else who hates us and think, oh my god, they won't stop talking.
What pretentious pricks.
Yeah, they're so fucking annoying. Someone take their mics away.
I'm kidding.
Oh. I thought that's how we were gonna end the video.
We are going to end it because we've been recording for like an hour. But yeah.
Actually?
Yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. Reminiscing.
Yaposaurus Rex.
Yep, Japanese. You enjoyed that?
Yeah.
Are we going to do a house tour next?
Yeah.
Tired. Well, that was lovely. Thanks for asking us some lovely questions and hope you know more about us now. Like, comment, subscribe. I don't even know if this is recorded, the whole thing. I fucking hope so. Can you imagine?
I could imagine.
Let's find out. Love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.